What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, almost like a summary kind of video. 10 things I love about F1 2016. Now just bear in mind, this is not going to be in any kind of particular order. I've just listed a few things that I love about this game, and I'm just going to talk about those with you guys. So we're going to start off with number one, and that is manual starts. So a new feature for F1 2016 is the ability to engage your clutch and manually launch yourself off the line in order to get a better start than your competitors around you. So this opens up a whole new element to the start of the race. Potentially getting a better start than the AI around you. You can really get on the front foot right from the moment that the lights go out. And also, when online comes into things, you want to master getting the best start possible in order to maximize that first lap for yourself. So it just creates a huge variable at the start of races, and it just means that, you know, sometimes the AI can get off to really good starts, sometimes they can get off to really bad starts. It just really almost randomizes the start, makes it more realistic, like we've seen in real Formula 1 races, as opposed to what we had in the past, where the starts all let you go at the same time, and almost always the AI would get a better start than you. So now it's completely different, and that's what I love about F1 2016 with the manual starts. Coming in at number 2, we have car development and R&D upgrade. So this is a massive one, absolutely huge for the career mode for F1 2016. Now you can develop your car based on the performances you put in practice and on the amounts of objectives that you achieve running those practice programs. So that's where you get the big points in Friday practice. As long as you can pass all the objectives, you'll get points, resource points to upgrade your car, and you can upgrade things like your engine, suspension, downforce, weight reduction, fuel efficiency, all that kind of thing. You get points in practice by achieving those objectives, and you also get points based on how you drive throughout the weekend. So in qualifying and in the race, if you beat the team's objectives, then you'll get more resource points. So overall, you can really shape the way that your car performs and upgrades over the course of a season or even multi-year season. For example, myself, I'm going to be driving in the Manor, so I'm going to be having a lot of emphasis on Friday practice, trying to achieve all those goals to make the car better as quickly as I can in order to make it more competitive by the end of the season and maybe for season 2. So that then I can be very competitive and hopefully regularly score points in the Formula 1 World Championship. So yeah, R&D and upgrades, it's a massive facet of this year's F1 game. Third thing I love about F1 2016 is you now manually have to slow down to enter the pit lane, and it just adds an extra element, especially when you're racing other players. If you're a league racer, for example, you want to practice that religiously, coming into the pit lane, for example, knowing the braking point so that you can maximize the amount of time that you can make up attacking the pit lane. So it's a very important part of the whole pit stop phase, getting an undercut on another car and potentially jumping them in the pit stop phase. It's really satisfying when you slow down right at the edge of when you're coming into the pit lane and you see that you're just under the speed limit and you just clear it. I don't know, there's something really satisfying about that, and it just puts more control in the player's hands. That's something that F1 2016 has sort of gone back to basics with, the way that you enter the pit lane manually, and also with the manual starts. If the developers are going to give the players more control over what we do over the whole course of the weekend, then I'm all for it. Coming in at number 4, we have the race strategy. So we have safety cars and 3 tyre compounds, more specifically, that I'm going to talk about with this point. So with the race strategy now, and with the rules and the regulations of the 2016 Formula 1 Championship, every car gets given 3 race compounds to use over the course of the weekend. So you can either have the mediums, the softs, and the super softs, for example, and it just adds an extra strategy element. Having 3 different tire compounds, there's so many different directions you can go with in the way that the strategy works. You can qualify on soft tires and try and push out one less stop than compared to other cars who may qualify on super softs and just run super softs and softs to the end of the race, or you can go like the other way, like I said. So it just adds so many different directions you can go in the race, and it just means that you're almost kept guessing until the end of the race with what people are doing in terms of their tire strategies, and I really like that. League racing is going to be really good because of that. I feel like that's a bit of a theme in this video. I always keep going back to league racing and how that facet of the game is really going to excel so long as the online can work. So 3 tyre compounds, it really works in this year's F1 game. I feel like the balance is there or thereabouts. With the likelihood of the safety car as well, when you add in those 3 different tyre compounds, it just completely turns the race like massively upside down. You just never know what to do next. So it just keeps you guessing right throughout the whole race until the checkered flag drops. Number 5, we have formation laps. Now, this is a massive fan favorite that I think a lot of people didn't see coming. I didn't see it coming personally when it was announced to me. But yes, formation laps are in F1 2016. Basically, if you don't know what they are, it's the warm-up lap before the start of the race. You warm up the tyres, warm up the brakes, get a feel for the car, and it can sometimes decide how your start is going to go if you can warm up your tyres and keep your brakes fairly warm. So it's an interesting addition to this year's F1 game. Whether people are going to be enjoying it 6 months into the game is going to be another question, but for those die-hard F1 fans, I know those guys are really going to enjoy this added level of immersion. Number 6, we have Ultimate Difficulty. Now this, for those who don't know, is a step above Legend AI difficulty. So for a number of years, myself and a few other YouTubers, people who do a lot of career modes, have been calling for a harder difficulty or AI that are faster in order to account for those people who want to race in faster cars and still be challenged at the same time. So this year Codemasters have listened, and at the moment, in some of my preview videos, you guys have noticed that it's been incredibly difficult to run with the AI on Ultimate Difficulty. So it's awesome to see. I'm not complaining at the moment, but when it comes to 5-6 months into the game, once we really start to know the ins and outs of this game, Ultimate Difficulty is really going to come in handy, especially if you want to run in a faster car. So it's definitely going to add, a bit of longevity to those people who are much faster at the game than, say, the average typical audience who might buy this year's F1 game. So yeah, for me, Ultimate Difficulty, it's really going to keep people interested a long way into this year's game. Number 7, we see the introduction of driver rivalries in career mode. So not only are we placed up against our teammate as our initial rival, but once we either get beaten or defeated by our teammate, the first rival, we'll get assigned another rival, someone who is at a similar level to us, similar points in the championship, and for 4 or 5 races, something like that, it'll be our goal to beat that rival in career mode. So not only are you up against your teammate, you're up against other people, and it just gives you these, I don't know, medium-term goals to keep you motivated in career mode. And once you beat those guys, those rivals, then your standing within the team will be recognized. You'll get closer towards possibly that first driver role that you're looking to achieve, and you'll just get noticed within other teams around the paddock in Formula 1. So it's an interesting inclusion into this year's F1 game, and like I said, it keeps the players engaged, it keeps them interested, keeps them challenged right throughout the season of career mode. Sticking with the theme of career mode for our 8th point of why I love F1 2016, and it's the fact that you could potentially be fired from your race team in career mode. So I did a video on this covering what things we could do in order to get fired, and after a few races of really bad performances, I mean crashing, getting disqualified, doing absolutely anything I can to get fired by the race team, we got a notice from Mercedes-AMG F1, and they basically gave me a bit of a hurry up, bit of a kick in the butt in order to improve my performances. Unfortunately, with the preview build of the game, I wasn't able to get far enough in order to get fired. So fingers crossed, when I get my hands on the full game, I'm going to try and get myself fired for you guys in a video, and then we'll see the consequences of what happens once you get fired by an F1 team. So I'm actually really looking forward to that, by the way. Number 9, we have a online feature that I don't even know has been talked about yet. If it has, it hasn't been talked about much, and it's the ability to rejoin a race once you get disconnected when you're racing online. So if you are racing in a league race, for example, you disconnect midway through the race, an AI car will take control of your car and drive around for you. I don't know what kind of pace it's going to drive around, but it's going to fill your position for about 5 minutes or so, and that gives you the ability to maybe restart your internet, restart your Xbox, restart whatever, get back on the game, and then rejoin the race from where you were. So basically, it's basically a lifeline for those who have a very bad internet connection, for example. TRL Limitless. So basically, it's going to keep more people in the race. It's going to be more viable for people to do longer 100% races, and it just keeps people in the race, which ultimately makes it more fun for everyone, because nothing makes me more frustrated when I do a 100% race online. In the very few times that I've done it, it just gets really annoying when people disconnect, and then you're left with, say, you started off with a full lobby, and then you'll finish with 7 people or something like that. Nobody wants to race around with 7 people, and so with the ability to people rejoin, and rejoin where they left off, where the AI drove up to, it allows people to still be in the race. It allows the competition to go on, and it just, yeah, makes those longer races a lot more viable. So it's also a lot more fair for those people who don't have the best of internet connections as well. So really good addition this year from Codemasters. It's probably the most underrated feature that's been chucked in for this year's F1 game. And now finally, the 10th thing that I love about F1 2016 is savable online championships. This was a new feature that has just been announced in the last few days. I haven't been able to talk about it or even reply to people who have been asking about the new co-op championship mode, if there was going to be one at all. So if you want to do a co-op championship, this is the way to go about it. Load up an online championship and then save it on your online profile, something like that. It basically saves the results, gives you standings, a running total of things that are going on over the course of the season. So you can apply this to your own co-op championship. You can use it for league racing. I'm going to be using it for both co-op and also the YouTuber championship as well. So it's going to be a very handy feature. It remembers all the drivers and all the tracks and the layout and all that kind of thing, and it's going to put it into a table. I haven't seen it in gameplay as of yet, so I don't know fully how it's going to work, but it does give you functionality. It gives you a running total, standings, constructors, all that kind of thing. So if you want to do an online championship, this is the way to do it, and I'm really looking forward to utilizing that feature in some of my F1 2016 YouTube series that you're going to see on the channel in the next few months. So that's been this video for today, guys. 10 things I love about F1 2016. I thought I'd try and talk about some of the new features and some of the things that were not so, you know, pretty obvious, like the handling characteristics of this year's F1 game, because I've talked about that so much over the last few months. I thought I'd leave that one out. And yeah, let me know what you think of some of the things I've discussed in this video. If you've played the game, also let me know what you love about F1 2016. Consequently, I'm probably going to have a video talking about things that I hate about F1 2016, but that is going to wait until the full game comes out, and once I can actually properly build a list of those things, because there are things I do dislike about F1 2016, but I don't think the list is currently full enough in order to make a video about that. So I'm going to have more time with the game, explore the full extremities of the full game, and then compile a video talking about some of the things I don't like and things that we can improve for F1 2017, because F1 2016, it's not a perfect game by any means, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, and I'm liking the way that Codemasters are looking to go in the direction of their future F1 games. It's definitely going to be really exciting, and I can't wait for you guys to get a hold of this game and let me know all about the things that you love and possibly dislike about this year's F1 game. So that's been this video for today. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more F1 2016 videos. And until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.